In this video, I take you through the journey of transforming the most overkill, hideous bumper you've ever seen on a Grand Cherokee. This monstrosity looked like a 4x4 sticking out a couple feet from the front. So massive, you could probably pile a cord of wood on it. Worse yet, it was narrower than the Jeep, offering no protection to the fenders. Watch as we turn this eyesore into a strong, useful, and stylish bumper that enhances both the functionality and aesthetics of the vehicle. So the next project is to build a cooler, more functional bumper. Probably can't see it from there. So we got this spot here, lots of distance, that's out there over a foot. So we're going to drop this back. We're also going to build corners here to protect the edges so you don't hit anything there. So we're going to start just by finishing disassembly. To say this bumper is heavy is an understatement. It's made of two 2x6s welded together for width, with a winch plate and a bar added. It's a wonder this poor Jeep could even hold it up. So this is a piece of 2x6. I'm going to make it so the winch sits closer. I'm also going to get rid of these because these are just going to be on that front piece. The bumper was on there tight, but with some prying and wiggling, it finally gave up its stranglehold on the frame. So, get everything stripped. I set the winch in here. This thing's a heavy beast. Anyway, I just notched it out a little bit so I can move closer to the front. Then I drilled new holes for the winch. When I did that, what I noticed, this is super high. So I'm going to drop this down and I'll weld it back in up here. I re-drilled this for the fair lead to get it down so it's a straight pull off the drum, not coming up, especially if you go to rope. Then I made marks here just to give me an idea how much I can cut off. And I marked here behind the winch. I'm going to leave ½ an inch behind the winch for now. And I'm going to also cut these off. And I'll put these in place and then I'm going to set the bumper in and see what it looks like. So I got all the excess steel all cut off, the arms that go in, all that stuff cut off, the ends cut off so I could set it closer and up in place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, so I'm coming up on an angle here and then I'm going to come up at an angle to out here. So I'm just going to cut a little triangle so I can take this bottom piece and fold it up, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to figure out where these pieces go and weld it in place. The bumper was taken off and the bottom was angled up to the outside corner, reducing even more weight. You're going to have like a ½ inch or so gap here, so I built it up just to see where it sits. I've checked in here, this is where the other pieces are. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to take these pieces out. I'm going to mark the bolt holes on the frame. And I'm going to take those pieces out and I'm going to drill them out, weld some nuts on the back side so I can put them back in. A marker was used to trace the holes in the unibody on the frame mounts, and then I could take it out and drill them out. So I've now got the bumper cinched down with these two clamps onto the pieces that bolt to the frame, and I need to get this welded onto those pieces. So that's my next step. Oh, I need to take the battery off first though. So I'm going to bring that back out, put it on my table, and I'm going to weld everything up. After welding in a quick grind, this is how it looked. So guys, battery went dead without me knowing it. So I'll just explain what I did. So after I cut this, you saw that I pieced a piece here, piece on top at an angle here to get me to the corner. I also had, because it was short, I had to put a triangle in here. And then I put a piece of 1.5 square, and then I ran from this corner up to this. I also put, I don't know if you can see it here, put a little trim piece here because I wasn't happy with the way it looked either. So now to finish it off, because this goes up on an angle, I'm going to have to cut all this off. And we should be good. Skid plate, I'm just going to go from the bottom of this to here. So I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to mark the holes. I believe that's 6. Just a hair under it, that'll work. The skid plate really isn't that small. I just used a piece of scrap to test fit. Definitely will work because it goes up where it needs to. So now I just need to find this angle. I'm going to bolt this up. And we'll tighten that up. So my next piece needs to be 25 inches. And then I've got to cut 5 inches by 25. So, now that I get that done, I'm going to just try and build this up so I get the right angle again. Be that lucky. That's close enough for me. I'm going to tack it in 3 spots, and then I'm going to weld it. And I will tack it from this side, just to get it right. And so that wraps up this project. The bumper and skid plate are on and the paint is dry. This is just the start of many projects. From the ultimate toy hauler to, dare I say it, an off-road compass, a brute, and onboard air. Subscribe and smash that bell so that you don't miss a thing, and let us know down below what you thought of this transformation. Until next week, play hard and play often.